Food for thought. It only takes 3 weeks to make or break a habit. 21 days seems like a lot. And it is a lot, do not get me wrong. But week after week after week, it'll be easier. The bells, I'm so sorry. The bells, you can probably hear the bells. The bells go off every hour on the hour. So sorry about that. But know that you will be able to make it these 21 days. That it just starts with day 1. Because you can continually allow yourself to keep pushing it forward in a sense of when you start. I really like the saying, either one day or day 1. Because all you have to do is just begin. Begin today to start those 21 days. Because it is ingrained in you. It's literally ingrained in you to do this habit. Or that you should know, or that you do know that you should make this new habit. Because I do think there's a balance between making a habit and breaking a habit. And honestly, you can kind of in between combine those two into trying to get rid of one. So then you add in another one. So like for Lent, I did less social media, not as much on my TikTok, and not really as much on Instagram and all this other stuff. And I tried to break that habit of less usage of social media. And so I don't know if this was better, but I supplemented that in with using a word search or Sudoku on my phone still. But it's a better use of my time, I feel like, instead of aimlessly scrolling on my phone. I used stuff that would use my brain more instead of just giving me content. And even though Lent's done, I'm still trying to be cautious of what I'm consuming and how much I'm consuming. Don't get me wrong, I still consume TikTok. I still consume sometimes Instagram. It's not really my favorite choice of platform to use, but I still try to continue that habit that I did for those 40 days and still do them and implement them, because I've seen just how much it's been able to benefit me not being on my phone as much and being more intentful and more thoughtful. No, intentional, not intentful. Intentional of what I do and how I do it with my time. And so I think it's honestly a give and a take, in which you obviously have to break the habit. Sorry. And then which you can honestly make as a habit. I think it's very much a notation of an all or nothing mindset of, oh my gosh, I have to go to the gym 6 days a week, 7 days a week. And if I fall off and I don't go all those 5 days, then what was that all for? When it's kind of you have to give yourself grace to fall off the wagon. That you shouldn't expect yourself to be able to give 5 days a week. Even 4 days a week, sometimes even 3, 2, or even 1 day a week. Because habits form slowly. 3 weeks isn't, in a sense, a long time, but when you're living it, it's a long time. Because you have 52 weeks in a year, and it only takes 3 of those 52 to make or break something. And so you can start whenever. You don't have to wait for the New Year's resolution. You don't have to start tomorrow, or you don't have to wait till tomorrow to start. Because today could either be day 1, or you could think of it as one day. I think that's definitely one quote. I didn't mess it up this time, but one quote that it gets me just going. I'm trying to think of anything that I've been doing or trying to do. I guess I don't know. I think one thing was Spanish. I have a bunch of books in Spanish, but none of them really clicked. And then I found a book and I'm just reading little paragraphs every morning, and I'm either reading them in my head and translating them, or trying to speak like speak out loud the Spanish, I guess, and just trying to keep my fluency and like proficiency relatively there because I'm not taking any classes to like reinstill it. But I definitely pushed back my Spanish and trying to like, oh, when I get there, I'll do that. Oh, when I have enough time, I'll start reading it. No, you can literally just do 5 minutes every morning, just a little paragraph, and do it week after week after week. And I literally have done that, and I'm like the book's really thin, but like I've gotten through like a little bit of the thickness of the page. But it's like going back to Purposefully Driven, that he literally was talking about just reading. That you don't have to read the entire chapter. Do something that is sustainable for yourself. Do something that you know you can do. Because it's literally just about starting. You just have to do a little bit. And that little bit will slowly form, and it'll compound, and that you'll see that you've made so much progress. Like, I know I'm not a finance guru. I'm trying to learn about finance right now. And I don't know what her name is, but I listened to her video and he was talking about debt and paying off your debt. And how you should definitely pay off your debt for sure. But you can either take it, I think it says like a snowball or an avalanche technique, strategy. And I don't remember which one is which one, but one of them, you take your debt with the most interest and you make the minimum payments on, or like you try to pay that off the quickest, and then you minimally pay the rest of your debts. Or the other way of dealing with your debt is working from the bottom up, the stuff that has the less amount of stuff or less amount of interest, and then you slowly pay that off. So then you can mentally see that you are paying something off and making progress. And that's kind of like a weird analogy, but I'm just trying to say is I was gonna say your habits. You don't necessarily have to go all in. Like it's not an all or nothing, because sometimes you're not gonna all be there with it. And sometimes you're just gonna be a little bit there or kind of there. And honestly, just showing up. Showing up is better than not being there for yourself, honestly. Like, it's like the saying, be there or be square, because you're not around, you're not round. I think it's funny, but yeah, it's just a saying, kind of. And I think kind of going back to the all or nothing mentality is, honestly, if you can show up one time to the gym, then you know you can show, and you go for like 3-4 weeks, then you're like, oh man, I've gone to the gym once these past month. I bet I can do 2. And you slowly begin to have confidence within yourself that you can do it and that you can break or make this habit. Because it's hard and it's daunting. But I know you have every single skill that you need to make or break this habit in the next 21 days or 3 weeks. Or honestly, do it 1 week and then do it 2 more times. And then when you get to that second week, you're like, bro, I'm already halfway. I can do it again. And those are the things that you have to remind yourself that you've done, that you've been doing, that you've done 1 week. You've literally done 1 day. That you think and that you know that you can do 1 more. Because I know you can make or break this habit in the next day. And then the following one, and it's gonna make a week, and then 2 weeks, and then 3 weeks, and then you might fall off. But I know you, and that you will get back up. Food for thought.